welcome to live chat.
That was a text message.
Oh no, that was from Lionel.
That was, yeah, it's a text. Okay.
Yeah, no, but it's gotta be vertical.
Oh, whatever. It is what it is.
Nobody in there.
Alright, boot it on up. Oh, cool. Maybe I can actually have you showing off cars. Grab the ones that you can reach. Not, you know.
Oh, they're in the back. Oh,
No, the nose right there.
I can grab the nose, yeah.
And I don't remember where the Denny's are. They're in the back, yeah. Alright, how many people are in?
None.
Is it public?
No, there's one.
One! Yay! One whole person!
Florida Denny fan says 99 says hey. And
go ahead and give it a share because I had a lot of trouble getting it started up. So there's like multiple issues. But yeah, go ahead and throw a couple shares out there on Twitter, Facebook, wherever, just to let people know where to find it. For everybody in the chat, which is, according to this, one, but I see more than one person, so don't ask me why. All right. Any questions thus far?
Just people saying hey. One person said they hate that the security guys break up fights.
100%. I don't know why Ross has to have a bodyguard. Oh wait, I do know why. Because he gets into everybody and crashes them, and they're not thrilled about it.
Who will Chastain?
Honestly. If it's somebody new, who would be new? Probably like Reddick, maybe? Yeah, I'd say Reddick would be one of them.
Crap. Oh, there we go. Now I'm in the live chat.
Got the live chat up?
Yeah, I'm figuring it out.
There we go. Perfect. All right. Well, that was Kansas. How does it sound? Sound good, or do I need to move the phone closer? Just let me know. I need to make sure it's. I know this car is loud. It's not a quiet riding car. So.
There's another comment. Maybe Ty Jesus Gibbs will do something next.
I don't know. That wouldn't be very Christ-like.
That was an amazing race. Fox did somewhat of a decent job.
I mean, here's the thing. You don't have to do that good of a job if the race is as good as it was, which, by the way, was incredible. I mean, even when there wasn't passing for the lead, which there was a lot of, there were battles all over the track at any given moment. So there was, I mean, this thing was Gen 6 level good at 1.5 miles. So it was probably start to finish one of the best races outside of Chicago 2018, maybe even on par. Obviously the finish wasn't quite as crazy, but I mean, it was close. I mean, that build up to that finish was great. What a fantastic race.
Will Chastain get dumped at Martinsville like Logano did in 2015?
I think if he continues to do stuff like this, yes. I mean, if he ends somebody's season by doing that kind of stuff, yes, he will have his season ended for him. And we'll see. I mean, the thing about it is these cars are really strong, so you have to know where to hit them. You know, you have to know to hit them in the left rear wheel or somewhere. You have to hit him in a spot that can't be fixed. Because if you just bump him and spin him, he's going to get straightened up and go right back around and start plowing you out of the way again. He does not care.
How about Byron? Went from 2 laps down to a podium.
Yeah, I mean, Byron, that was excellent strategy to get the track position back. And then, you know, number 1 box on pit road, that's why you have it. I mean, he was able to hold it and, you know, really didn't have a top 3 car at the end there. Just got out front, stayed where he needed to stay. And luckily for him, Bubba got stuck behind Chastain for like 25 laps and he wasn't going to have enough time to get to him. So ended up really helping Byron out.
What were your thoughts on Hamlin-Larson incident? Larson had been in the wall and Hamlin was there.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't see it, and I didn't really get a view of the replay yet, so I'm not sure. But it seemed to me in real time, I thought that looked like multiple blocks going wrong. block high, block low, little bit of contact, hard side drive. I'm not sure. So I don't know. The way I saw it is, it didn't look like Denny intentionally put him in the outside wall. Like that would have looked very different, like him going all the way around, spinning, that kind of thing. But instead, it was just, he was still within a car length and a half by the end of the backstretch. So that told me that it was a little bit more of a, just guys got together. I don't think it was intentional on either part. I think it just hard racing on the edge of control, and sometimes that's what's going to happen.
I was excited about the fight, but the security guard wouldn't let Noah hit Ross. Noah's always been one of my favorite drivers, and he knows how to fight.
Yeah, I mean, Noah did what no one else has done thus far, which is actually go up and confront him. They like to talk about it, but nobody wants to do anything. So, I mean, that was Tony Stewart. He didn't just talk about it, he went and did stuff. So I think Noah, I mean, I'm not going to compare him to Tony Stewart, driver-wise, but I am going to compare him to Tony Stewart attitude-wise. I'm not going to sit around and play games on social media. I'm just going to go deal with it.
Couple people are saying the best next-gen race so far.
Yeah, I can't. We've seen 3 great Kansas races on the next-gen era so far. Multi-groove track. The top lane really works well, but you can still catch people by running the middle and the bottom. There's a lot of options that Kansas presents. And honestly, Kansas is a perfect blueprint for Texas. Texas is wondering what they need to do to help their racing. Kansas, just go measure the banking and stick it in Texas. That's it. Just do that. You know what works, use it. And I'm excited. Charlotte not next week, 2 weeks from now? Is it 2 weeks to Charlotte already?
3. No.
What's next week?
2. No.
Next week, Darlington. Okay, so it's Darlington All-Star, then Charlotte. So 2 weeks. 3 weeks. So 3 weeks in Charlotte, I think we'll see a good race as well. So that Progressive Banking does a great job.
Was Ross Chastain and Sterling Marlin Spirit in the 2001 Daytona 500?
Was what?
Ross Chastain and Sterling Marlin Spirit in the 2001 Daytona 500.
Who asked that?
I don't know.
That's a weird one. I'm not even sure what the question is there.
This is why we need Chicagoland back.
100%. Chicago is literally a mirror of Kansas, so that racetrack could be fantastic. Why they're going to a street course instead of a track just like that? Don't ask. I don't know why. It's just that simple.
It's probably the first time and last time anyone will confront Ross.
I mean, maybe off the track, sure. If he's going to have a bodyguard waiting at his car every time, then they're going to find other ways to do it. They're going to pin him in the fence, or they're going to pin him at the end of pit road and make sure his crew can't get to him, because that's the only way you're going to even get a chance, because otherwise he's just going to go hide.
What a race. Happy Larson didn't win again. LOL.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a dog in the fight at the end as far as the 2 winners. I was kind of like, I'm just glad I'm getting to see a good race, and I got to see them both finish. That was the biggest thing. Larson, yeah, there was contact, and he had some he had some damage in the wall, but at the end of the day, they both finished. So that's what I was glad to see, because I did not want to see a crash that one of them got wiped out completely.
Darlington is next week. I will be at Darlington. I will get a pin for your race, Craze.
Heck yes. Darlington's going to be awesome. I mean, I think the next gen's going to be a little tougher to pass with at Darlington. It always has been. But, maybe they'll put the low downforce package on that track too someday, and it'll help it. So it's not going to be as good as Gen 6 Darlington, but it's still going to be solid, I think, for sure.
I think Jones will win next weekend at Darlington.
No, their cars have just not been very good. I mean, he barely won the last time. The only reason he ended up there was because Kyle Busch blew a motor. So Kyle Busch doesn't blow a motor, Kyle probably wins that race.
Darlington still ain't bad, at least.
Yes, it is not bad, but it is no Kansas. I mean, yeah, there's some history and stuff with Darlington for sure, but Kansas, in terms of the race quality, it's above it, and I don't think that should be very debatable.
Do you think Elliott will be in a fight? He was close with Harvick at Bristol, but Elliott couldn't punch because Harvick had his helmet on.
No, I don't think that's how he does his business. You've seen any of the confrontations he's been involved in, he's not one to get aggressive in those instances. Even when Hamlin did it, he got out. Don't get me wrong, they had words, but he's not one to start swinging. That's not like his first reaction. There's a different demeanor. So that calm demeanor, by the way, works out very well on the racetrack because it keeps you from doing really stupid stuff, like, completely junking a car that you're not happy with versus, maybe just being a pain in the butt, something like that.
What do you think is wrong with the Fords this year?
Oh, gosh, I have no idea. There's obviously an issue on the aero side where the Fords just do not have the numbers they need. It sounds like downforce and aerodynamics, their numbers are like a lot of drag and not as much downforce, so it's just like every Ford is a parachute out there. And I mean, yeah, it's a small amount, but every little bit counts, so track position normally is harder to make moves, but when you have such a multi-groove track like this, you just end up getting shuffled, and I think the best Ford ended up 6th.
Does Byron get his revenge win at Darlington after what happened last year with Logano?
Depends if he's going to actually get the revenge or not, because he doesn't tend to do it. He tends to talk and then go right back to getting run over by other people.
Watch out for Truex, Busch, and Reddick at Darlington. I think Custer might win Darlington for some reason in Xfinity.
Oh yeah, no, that's very plausible. Like, I don't think that's all that difficult to think of. I think Xfinity Darlington is going to be fantastic. That track has always been good. Sheldon Creed was good last year, but I do believe there's some Cup guys coming down to run that one, so it may not be an Xfinity only race next Saturday.
How boring will North Wilkesboro be for Cup cars?
Oh, I don't think it'll be boring because they're going to burn the tires out completely. I just think the shifting is going to create a problem where these cars are just not that hard, or like they just drive too good. So I don't think it's going to be horrible, but I certainly think that it's not going to be as good as it could potentially be. I think there's potential out there that they're not going to be able to get.
Chastain supposedly congratulated Hamlin in victory lane.
Weird. Denny did say he wanted Chastain on his podcast, so that's pretty funny.
Holding my breath until tech clears. I can't go through Pocono again. Truex confronted Ross at Dover last year.
Yeah, he didn't do anything, though. By the way, that race at Dover where he wrecked Truex cost him a playoff spot. Just remember that. He lost well over 10 points, and he missed the playoffs by like 4. So that literally could have been the difference of making the playoffs for Truex last year.
Bob Pockrass confirmed that Chastain visited Hamlin in victory lane.
Okay. Bob Pockrass has confirmed it. We have a Bob confirmation. Bob confirmation, ladies and gentlemen.
Wish Noah got a chance to punch back.
Yeah, I just wish there wasn't anyone else around. I wish he had hemmed him up at the end of pit road or something where he couldn't get to him.
Reddick and Larson are running Darlington.
Yep, so now Larson has never won at Darlington in Xfinity. He continues to get close, but just never close it out. So I'm not going to say it's a gimme, but I mean, it's hard to not pick the Larson car. Reddick is in which car? Oh, Reddick's in a Sam Hunt car? Or is that, oh, he might be in a Gibbs car. Yeah, if Reddick's in a Gibbs car, it might be all but official.
Bob is the GOAT, and he's showing Denny the fight between Chastain and Gragson.
Denny did? Oh, sweet. I gotta see that. I love seeing drivers' reactions to fights. That's fantastic.
Do you agree with the people who booed at Denny after the race?
No, I was in a section of fans, and they were delusional. There was delusional Larson fans and delusional Larson haters in this section I sat in, and I don't know. I sat there and just enjoyed it. I thought it was a perfectly fine race. But I get it. If your guy gets, bumped out, wrecked out, you're probably not happy. He finished second still, but I think there was a little bit of irrationality there because there was no way I put that as a huge issue. I mean, even Larson didn't seem like he could be too mad. Like, you know, frustrated, sure, but I mean, he didn't point the finger at Denny and be like, it was all his fault.
Reddick is in the Sam Hunt car. Larson will be in Colic.
Oh, okay, yeah. There's potential there. There's potential. Those are two. So there's potential that those other cars could still find ways to win. Because if it was a Gibbs car or a JRM car, I think they'd probably have it. But colleagues haven't quite had the speed.
Someone mentioned that Larson cracked up mid-interview watching the fight.
Yep, I did see that. We did have a chance to scroll a little Twitter, so I did get a chance to see that one, or hear it at least.
Hamlin is a hack and will never win a championship.
That's fine. He's going to have 60 career wins. He's going to be top, I think that's still top 10 or top 15 all times on the wins list. You know, he's better than Mark Barton at this point, so I can have the respect on it. I'm not going to call him a hack. I mean, if we're going to call someone a hack, I'm going to go ahead and throw that award to, who do I want to throw that award to? Probably, do I throw it to Austin Dillon? No, I don't want to be that mean, because at least he doesn't have that stature, but there's a couple guys I could give that stature to.
Larson lets his racing do the tucking. He doesn't usually bash people.
I mean, he's had his days. You know, there's days where he runs into people, and this is all forms of racing. He's not like known as a super clean driver. You know, when you're aggressive, you're gonna have those run-ins. But the one on the backstretch, I mean, that's not like it was an intentional wreck. It looked like it was just hard side drafting with Larson getting loose, so you had, you know, just some contact that created that mess. But yeah, I don't think any of it was intentional, so I'm not sure where is the issue with that.
Ross pretty much costing Truex that playoff spot at Dover last year from points. He lost some, but MTJ broke his winless streak at Dover and is in the playoffs again this year, so I'm happy.
Yep.
Hamlin and Stewart are currently tied with wins.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he's up in the Hall of Fame category, so there's really no issue there.
That's the end of comments right now.
Okay, we're all caught up?
Yeah.
Well, what we can do is no, we'll save that for a video. I like to show the autographs off there, so maybe we won't do that just yet. We'll save that part for a little bit later for a video. Oh, I have the 2021 Elliott. Is that reachable? 2023? I can't even get those straight.
I might be able to get to it.
Is it in there? No, it's not in there, is it?
No, I can't get to it. The bag is stuck.
Okay, that's fine. Well, there's going to be a video out tomorrow for it. Any comments or all caught up?
Nope, all caught up.
All caught up. So, no, other than that, though, it was a fantastic race. Got 8 autographs this weekend, including Denny Hamlin. So that's very cool. I cannot wait for the fall race here. Bristol, I can wait a little bit, but definitely fun, nonetheless. A lot of fun. I think I saw I saw people begging NASCAR to make this the championship race, and I couldn't agree more, but they got to move it out of November if they're going to do that. It gets too cold down here.
Nah. I picked up a Brad K. New Hampshire autograph win for 40 recently.
That's a fantastic ad, especially to have an autograph version for $40. That's a pretty good deal. Was it an ARC or an Elite? It didn't say in there, did it?
No.
No, okay. Yeah. If it was an ARC, still a good deal on an ARC. If it's an Elite, that's an absolute steal. 100%.
It was an ARC.
Okay, ARC. That's still a good deal, for sure.
I'm going to Gateway in a couple weeks. What ticket do I need to get autographed?
What?
Like, to get the most autographs. We didn't do infield from Gateway.
Oh, gotcha. What ticket? So, Gateway. First thing, get your regular race ticket. I would definitely recommend the fan walk on the infield. I think that's definitely you're going to have a chance to get some autographs there. I would definitely scan the papers and other places to see where their driver appearances are. Last year, Chase Elliott did one at a Napa, and we went to see that one. Bubba this weekend was at a Walmart, and Reddick was at a McDonald's. So you never know where the guys are going to be when they're promoting and doing that stuff. So definitely keep an eye on the local papers, Facebook pages, and see if you find any appearances, because there was actually a Elliott Napa appearance this weekend, and I couldn't find it anywhere. Somebody actually had to send it to me. It was on just a local Facebook page. It's about the only place I saw it. So they do exist, and that's one of the best places to look. And then just keep an eye on social media. Like Noah Gragson announced yesterday he was going to be at the Haulers at 11 today. So naturally, I said, all right, that's where I'm going at 11 today. So we were able to go to that. But yeah, the fan walk is one big bonus, but otherwise look for appearances, because that's a lot of times the best place to get things signed, because drivers generally have a little more time. That being said, shout out Denny Hamlin, because that was at a little bit of a crowded appearance, and he was fantastic. So yeah, I got kind of a fun story on an autograph I'll show you guys.
I think New Hampshire is a very underrated track. It usually puts on good racing.
No. Who said that?
I don't know.
What, you don't have a name?
Keon SSJ.
Okay, I think it's your home track, but now it doesn't. I'm not going to say it's horrible racing, like Martinsville single file kind of stuff, choo-choo train stuff. But it's never going to be top 50%. There's just too many other tracks in here that are going to be better. So yeah, no, don't get me wrong. New Hampshire is not a bad track, and it definitely deserves a date. But I can't say it's underrated. I think it's properly rated, right in the middle to lower middle tiers. It's kind of like Gateway, but actually the Gateway might be even a little bit better somehow. Don't ask me how. I think somehow Gateway put on a better race last year than New Hampshire. Track is, but overall, Phoenix is really could be very good there if they use the right techniques to get the rules right, so they can put on a good race. So if they can work on that, I think they could definitely find a way to be pretty good. I think that would be a good plot. I'm trying to think if there's any other big tracks. Michigan is another one that needs a little bit of help. They need just a little bit more horsepower, a lot less downforce, a little bit of drag, and you have a good combination that could really put on some good racing. Ooh, Bambi. We got a Bambi down. Bambi deer down on the side of the road. Sorry, Bambi. Had a good run. It ended here at mile marker 49.
No more chats. Keep going.
I was trying to read that sign. It said regards.
No regards.
No regards. Any new ones?
Nope.
Oh, all right, good. Well, we are all caught up. I'm currently just hauling down the interstate, getting ready, or up the interstate, I guess. I like to use up for north, but heading back up to the land of North Iowa. It's still 90 degrees outside. Absolute steamer today. Oh, of course. So, got a little sunburn. Who doesn't? That's part of race weekend. Just get yourself sunburned a little bit. I saw some people who got baked, and I think they're going to be hurting tomorrow.
If the fight wasn't broken up, who do you think would win?
If the fight wasn't broken up, I think the fans would have won. That's who. I don't really care who gets the best shots in. I think the problem is it was broke up after 1 second. I need that thing to continue. I need a full-blown scuffle to go get rolling here. I don't know why. It was one swing, and then the guy broke the thing up because they've got a freaking bodyguard down there. Like, come on. Like that. I'm now under the opinion that there needs to be a rule that crew guys are not allowed to cross over pit road until NASCAR gives the go-ahead. So they let all the drivers get out of their car. Media then has free reign to get to all the drivers. Right then and there. The media gets free reign. So that would mean that the garage guys can be packing up their pit boxes and stuff instead. Like, they can focus there first. And then, after that's all said and done, then NASCAR says, all clear, you can now, teams can now go retrieve their cars. I'm fine with that too. So that would be my preference, is that they go that route, because unfortunately, you just have so many extra people on pit road that almost get in the way, so that the drivers can't really hash it out. That's just my opinion, though. I would like to see more of the drivers hashing it.
Do the 2023s have the proper spoiler?
No, they do not. Still, is that a dog or a wolf? Weird.
I think a raccoon.
No, that was not a raccoon.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, I do not believe that they have the correct spoiler yet. Their claim is that they're getting fixed, but I've yet to see any of them. the prototypes for the 2023s thus far that have come out, or that we've seen some photos on, still have the tall spoiler. So there's no, I have yet to see one with a short spoiler, and they say they're fixing it, but I haven't seen it yet. It's been a full year now, so I guess we'll see.
Why do you drive a Prius?
Why do I drive a Prius? So that way I can drive all the way home on $20 worth of gas. That's why. You know how cheap it is to go to a race 6 hours away? When you're driving a truck, it's 3 times more expensive. That's why I drive this dinky little thing with a check engine light on, and no lumbar support, and no horsepower. But it saves me a little bit of green so I can go to an extra race a year, and that's enough.
I hope Lionel fills out the production number for the 22 Redux Texas Win ARC soon. The car looks really nice.
What? What did it say?
Figures out the production number for the
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. So that was a DNP that got rescued by Lenovo, I think, or something. Like it did not have enough pre-orders. Lionel stepped in, or a sponsor stepped in and bought enough to get it to there. So yes, that one was rescued. I don't remember if I've seen a prototype yet or not. But yeah, that one is a little weird because it was DNP'd all across the board, and then later they came back and said, just get, well, hold on, we found enough orders, we're going to make it. So that was cool to see.
Did you enjoy the race from the stands?
Absolutely. Hot, for sure. But honestly, at a couple hours in, the sun went behind the suites, and I had shade, so it was actually very comfortable the last 2 hours. And the racing was fantastic. I mean, you can see, here's the thing, if you've never been to Kansas, you can see very well from Kansas. You can see the whole track, and we were only 23 rows up from the very bottom row, and we could still see really well. So that is a track you can see very well at, very low, and I mean, the racing was solid. So, I mean, not just solid, it was excellent. We had great racing, great view. Yeah, it was hot, but what NASCAR race isn't hot?
All caught up.
All caught up. All right, good. All right, well, other than that, guys, stay tuned tomorrow. Gonna have a 2023 Elliott Napa review, 2023 Elliott Hooters 164th. I'm gonna review that. Going to do a little bit of a haul video of all the stuff that got signed and whatnot at the track, just because I'm gonna throw that in there as something to do. And then, I don't know if I'm going to show anything else. There's not a ton else, I guess, to show. So it's going to be a pretty quick, pretty late night for me, just getting all these videos done. But I don't mind. I always like to have those, taken care of. So I'm kind of ready for that. I'm looking forward to it.
Still caught up.
Still caught up? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm here in the live feed.
14.
14? Okay, cool. All right, well, if you guys have any questions before I'm getting ready to tune out, because I'm going to probably stop for some food here in a little bit, go ahead and shoot your chats into the comments, and I will answer them. And eventually when I get bored of you or I run out of questions, then we'll call it a day. So go ahead and fire your questions in there, and then, like I said, we'll hit them and roll with them as they come. And then, yeah, when they're all wrapped up, we'll just log it off, and then I'll drive the rest of the way home.
Where do you want to go for dinner?
Is that the first one?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, there's so many good places. Well, let's start with the option number one, the obvious. The Quick Star of the world. Quick Star, Quick Trip, the KTs. Those are the superior gas station. I've never been to Buc-ee's, so I can't claim it. But I can say every other gas station I've been to, Quick Stars are the best. They got these amazing Parmesan garlic boneless wings. They are tiny, but they are so filling. They are amazing. So yeah, between that, they have their own dairy. They have some fantastic stuff. So Quick Star is an easy answer. Culver's, another Midwest favorite. The Butter Burger, always a good option as well. Not touching Burger King with a 10-foot. I used to do that. It's cheap. I'll give them that. Is it real food? I don't know. I could question it. But those two would probably be on the top of the list. I suppose Sonic's might be open. I don't know. We don't have those up in the north because everything snows and gets covered in wintry ice. So they don't like Sonic's.
A bunch of people are saying Buc-ee's are amazing.
Buc-ee's are amazing. Okay, well, I am going to have to hit a Buc-ee's at some point.
There's
on the
one
way down.
in Bristol.
In Bristol,
or
right.
around Bristol.
So the Buc-ee's in Bristol will be my next
Oh,
gas station stop.
it's
or
on
not
the
right
way
next.
home from Bristol.
On the way home?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
saw
know. We'll
one.
find one.
Yeah.
So we're finding a Buc-ee's this fall so we can go.
Culver's
because-
is the goat. Also.
Yeah, I was just remember Buc-ee's is a gas station. So gas station wise between Quick Trip and Buc-ee's, then you get into the actual food places, and I gotta go. Chick-fil-A is always good. Culver's real solid all the way across. No Mountain Dew anymore. Kind of a problem. What's the other one? Where did we get that chicken? Was that Zaxby's? We went in Bristol. There was some really good chicken down
No, the one that sponsors.
there. Raising Cane's.
No, they sponsor.
Who
The
does
Door
sponsor?
Bumper Clear
Who sponsors Door Bumper Clear?
because they have the biscuits.
Who has the biscuit? Popeyes?
No, it wasn't Popeyes.
Oh, it wasn't Popeyes. Okay. Who sponsors Door Bumper Clear and sells chicken? That's where we're talking. But I can't remember their name. But their stuff was good too.
Bojangles.
Bojangles, thank you. There we go. Bojangles, yes. We went to a Bojangles. That was pretty good as well. We don't have any of those up here though.
What did you think of the truck race?
Honestly, not a bad truck race. Like Kyle Busch was in the field, and there was a decent amount of movement amongst the leaders. Like it wasn't like one guy got out front and ran away with it. Like there was a decent amount of kind of movement, shuffling throughout the field, couple pit strategy calls. Like for a truck race, it was very solid. That being said, I was so freaking mad because I was rooting on two guys, Matt DiBenedetto and Rajah Caruth, and in 6 laps they went from running 30. Yeah, a little frustrated, but the racing pretty solid. Honestly, couldn't complain about the track at all. I mean, it was like 85 degrees, but it was dark, so the sun wasn't out. Little breeze. The weather was perfect. Night racing in Kansas is actually probably one of the best places to go as far as weather. The weather is always really nice. Honestly, this race was really good in the sun. I'll give it that. But I mean, a Kansas night race that they used to have, I can't find a bad one. 2017, great. 2018, great. 2019, great. All the night races in Kansas have been really good. So I'm just saying, Kansas has lights. Let's use them.
Hope Ross and Ryan Newman meet one day.
Just remember, Ryan Newman races next week, boys and girls. Ryan Newman's back, so if Ross Chastain wants to play a stupid game, he might win himself a stupid prize.
Hope the Grant win gets offered.
I 100% agree. I also believe there was confetti, because I went to the fan walk this morning, and there was confetti all over the grass down there. So, hopefully there was some confetti shot off, but otherwise, red, white, and blue paint scheme looked sharp.
There we go. One of the 2 dates should be a night race for the Kansas race, preferably the playoff race. No, but that would be cool. No, we're in September.
Here's the thing. September, it would still be good weather. The problem is Bristol is literally the next weekend. So I'm 100% in agreement. One of them needs to be a night race. It used to be the night of Mother's Day. So the night before Mother's Day, which was next weekend. So it would have been a week later and at night. I mean, to me, that is the ideal date for Kansas, is the night race right before Mother's Day. Like I said, never saw a bad race there. I mean, Gen 6 era, 550 package and all. Every race I've seen at Kansas at night has been terrific. And so I could argue that would be a perfect time to put it. So if I had to pick, I would definitely put one at night. What was the question again before I got into that tangent?
It was just one of them should be a night race.
Oh, one of them should be a night race. Yeah, okay. I couldn't remember if I brought that thought that night or if they had asked about that. Yes. But definitely, I mean, night races are terrific.
Do you have a favorite dirt late model driver?
I mean, I like Larson when he runs because obviously I know him from the sprint car side. Other than that, I don't watch late models that often. They're definitely entertaining, but I mean, the wing sprints are just so good. I mean, it's hard to beat a wing sprint car. Like, the late models can have a lot of trouble making moves. Like, it's a lot harder to run through the field and get back to the front. In a sprint car, you can rip your way through the field because of just, if you're hooking up and catching the right spots. Yeah, it's hard to argue with a wing sprint car. But, yeah, I don't have anyone specifically that's exclusively dirt late model, but I do enjoy watching Larson run.
Will RFK win again this year?
I don't know. Ford has been really bad. That's hard. That's a tough one. I mean, last year they showed up at Bristol and were suddenly fast, so I can't be like they're never going to win again. But that being said, I mean, they were not good at all today. So it's hard for me to say that they're going to win again this season after what I saw them do today. For that record, Strauss as well. Oh my goodness, did they not show up for the race today? Now, Almirola at one point was running in the top 10 or right at the end of it with Harvick, so those two had a showing, but Preece was a total no-show. Briscoe, oh good lord, they should have packed it up on the hauler on lap 3. I mean, he was running literally behind both Rick Ware cars. I am sorry, that is bad. How is your car that far off? Like, I don't know what's going on with Briscoe, but they have got to figure that out.
Byron's comeback was impressive.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can't say it was super impressive. Here's why. The comeback was on 2 lucky dogs because there was so many cautions. So if there's not a lot of cautions, he literally can't make that comeback. And then the next 2 parts were literally pit strategy, which he didn't have to run and pass anybody. And then he got off pit road first due to his number 1 pit stall. So don't get me wrong, a great rally, a great story, but it's hard to say I'm impressed by it. It's almost like you executed where you should, and it brought you back to a top 3 finish because you had a good car, but a great pit stop selection and great pit stop strategy. So I'm impressed with the team's execution, maybe what I would say, but I can't say I'm overly impressed with the run itself.
I think Keselowski will get his win sometime this year.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be on the fast tracks. They have not been good thus far. I mean, they were abysmal today.
Briscoe is a good driver, just needs the cars to get better.
Oh, for sure. I mean, when you're as bad as Briscoe's running, that is like panic time. That is not salvageable. You know, if Chase Elliott was running 26 like he was on the first run of the day, and then by the end of the day they're still running 26th, that means the crew chief's not doing his job or the driver's not doing his job or one or the other. So instead, Chase ran 26th in stage 1 and then got the car better, and by the end he had led some laps, got caught in some traffic, ended up about 7th. So solid day, good rebound for the crew. But if you're Chase Briscoe, I mean, holy smokes, to be that bad and have this many cautions, and you're not even the lucky dog because of how bad your car is, I mean, it's really hard to say that the crew chief doesn't need a little swapping.
I think they should pair Briscoe with Childers if he stays after Harvick retires.
I honestly think if Childress decides to stay, he needs to be able to pick his own driver. I think if you have a crew chief good enough, they need to pick the driver because they know who to work with. I think when you try to pair up two guys, they may not mesh well. I think you just have to say, crew chief, pick a driver, or crew chief, this is your guy, and you have to set dead set limits on who's in charge. Because there's 2 ways to run a race team. You have a driver that says you're going to set up the car the way I want it, or you have a crew chief that says you're going to drive the car the way I want it, and you're going to learn how to drive it in many different ways so that you're fast. Both can work, by the way. Chad Knaus was like that. He basically said, here, Jimmy, you're going to run like this. This is a fast way to run. You're going to try this. You're going to do this. Jimmy did it great, and so it works. But, that's why Chad didn't do that well with William Byron, because him saying you're going to run it like this, William's kind of, I don't want to say, he's not a slow learner. He's not a risk taker. So he's not just going to go throw the car off in the corner because Chad said so. So that's where the pairing is very important.
Was replacing Custer with Preece a mistake given how bad he's been this year?
No, not at all. Preece has been more impressive than Custer ever was in terms of the 41 car. Now, all the laps they led at Martinsville, it's been a disappointing season for sure, but I mean, it's hard to say that Preece is not outperforming Custer at this point.
Hamlin passed inspection.
Hamlin has passed inspection. It is official. For those of you wondering, if you are wanting to get your Denny Hamlin win diecast, please be patient. But I will have pre-orders up tomorrow. So you can head over to rasdiecast.com, use the promo code RACECRAZE so you get your 10% off. But yes, I'll have those up so you can get your pre-orders in. I, of course, will be getting an Elite. Are you getting anyone? We'll see. You already got it. No, you don't have a Denny yet.
Well,
You need a Denny. So 2 elites. So we'll have a couple elites coming. But yes, so if you're looking, go ahead and pick those up tomorrow. Sorry for the delay. Obviously, I'm driving, and website design and driving at the same time is probably worse than texting while driving. So we're just not gonna go there.
As a Truex fan, sometimes I find it hard to believe for the first time in almost 2 years I don't have to worry about him not being locked into the playoffs.
Oh, well, he was in 2021. Oh, I guess almost 2 full years, yeah, because of all last year. Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, Truex looked like he was going to go 2 in a row for a while today. Denny definitely had the best car all day from what I could tell. Execution sent him back a couple times, but when it came to raw speed, he was the most consistent at staying in the top 5. So I think the best guy still won. That being said, I think Truex deserved a top 5. I don't know where he finished. I think he finished 8th, but I do think he had a good car, but I think Denny was still the best today.
Happy that both Truex bros won last weekend.
Oh, for sure. That was cool, especially at a track that is so special to them, being from that area, and that's where Martin got his first win.
Priest has shown some good flashes. He'll probably be a lot better next year.
I mean, he can only be as good as his equipment, so until Stewart-Haas gets their stuff a little bit better, we won't even know for sure where he's at. But what I can say is that Almirola and Harvick are consistently outrunning him. So he's going to have to start beating his teammates before I can say he's the real deal.
Hamlin is now the all-time winner at Kansas.
That's actually not surprising. How many times have I seen him in there? Oh, 2020, we missed that one. That was the COVID race where they didn't allow it. So we've seen Denny win at Kansas now twice. I believe he won back in 2012. So he's got, is it 4 or 5 wins there?
Well, that would have been 3.
Harvick has 3. So it must be 4. He might be the all-time winner, which is 4. It is 4. Okay, yeah, so he's at 4. Not a ton, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to say it now. I think Larson's going to end up beating that record at some point, and it's just because he's been so close so many times. I mean, last year in the spring, 2021 spring race, he was the best. Last year in the spring race, he was the guy battling Busch for the win. Last year in the fall race, what happened in the fall race? Who won? Bubba. I think he ran well still. Yeah. Obviously, he won 2021. He dominated the spring race and got knocked out. Not knocked out, but late restart kind of screwed him. So he's always up front. He's going to close out enough of these at some point to get to 4, I think.
Someone just said great race.
Oh, excellent race. 100%. That was a fabulous race. I can't even ask for more. We had a fight. Fights are always good.
Will Ty Gibbs make the playoffs?
No, I can't put him in there. I think you're going to have to run higher in points than he has. And don't get me wrong, he had a great stretch of top 10s, but I just don't see it happening.
I hope Kyle Busch can get some luck back soon. I think he will be really good at Darlington, but then again, he had bad luck there last year.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kyle was okay today, but that Childress equipment it's not as good as the Gibbs stuff was today. So he's doing what he can, and we'll see after a year or 2, that's when we'll know how big an impact he has on development at RCR and where they're at. So, he's got 2 wins. I can't be too disappointed. 2 wins already is great. If he ends up anything over 3 or 4 wins this year, I think it's been a successful season. So I think he's putting himself in position and taking advantage when he needs to. And outside of that, I think you just have to sort of chalk it up to you're not going to be able to go out and win 8, 9 races a year like you used to.
Put the link up when you go to eat for the Denny's.
Who's that?
FL Denny Fan 99.
Which one do you need? ARC, you gotta get an elite. I can send real air in the box from Kansas Speedway. I'll take it in the fall if it's out in time, and then I'll bag up some air and then put it in the box so you get real Kansas air. That'd be a great addition. It sounds weird, but I literally took rubber, one of the little rubber balls off of Bristol. They had all the rubber caked up against the wall and against the side of the track or down on the track. And so I took all these little chunks of rubber from the track and put them in a box, and I literally have them with my Brett Moffitt Bristol win from 2019. So it sounds weird, but I don't care.
I miss M&M's and NASCAR.
Yeah, we have the adult candies now, though. The adult M&M's, the ones that make you see all the colors of M&M's every moment of your life.
I'll get one from you after I get back from Darlington if possible. I'll message you, okay?
Yep, all good. Just let me know which one to get. I'll make sure I get the right scale in. I'll see if I can find a pin. Usually, I got one in, but I usually wait to see if they clearance them out.
I would love to get a Tyler Reddick Coda custom, but those prices are not looking nice.
No, they are not. Customs are a really big pain. That being said, let me... Who is that? Who said that?
Keon SSJ.
Message the Instagram or Facebook page and let me see if I can find a good custom for you. Because you got to get the right person to do a custom, and it shouldn't hurt too bad. But let me see if I can find you one that fits within a reasonable budget.
Monster is such a bad company with their merchandise in NASCAR.
Hey, Disney's the same way. Brad Keselowski ran a Guardians of the Galaxy paint scheme. It was really cool, but guess what? They can't offer it because Disney says nothing of ours will ever be made. So it's a shame because, you know, it's a really cool looking car. I went to the movie this weekend, by the way. Go see it. Good movie. Guardians was fantastic. So if you're a fan of the Marvel stuff, it was probably the best movie since Endgame. So it was great.
That's it.
Oh, we're all caught up?
All caught up.
Alrighty. Well, other than that, guys, we're going to probably start looking for spots up ahead to go find some food and then drive the rest of our way back to the land of North Iowa. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the Kansas diecast reviews, and I'll have, like I said, more videos out for tomorrow and the pre-orders as well. Other than that, though, that'll pretty much wrap it up. Any other ones?
Nope.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks for stopping in, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow with the next diecast review of that 2023 Elliott 124th and a couple of other cool previews. So highly recommend making sure your bell is on so you don't miss them. But other than that, guys, we'll see you tomorrow in the next diecast.